you are an American Negro and an American Negro only, subscribe to Rasslin with Racism on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Fanbase, and at Non-Crackers at Al on Twitter X for more white truths.
Sister is black, but she is sure not pretty, and her skirt is short. Lord knows the legs are steady, and to walk to school, she's got to get up early. Her clothes are old, but they are never ever dirty. They're living just enough for the city. The brother is smart, he's got more sense than many. His patience is long, but soon he won't have any. 'Cause to find a job is like a haystack needle. Was where he lives, they don't use colored people. They're living just enough for the city.
Welcome to Rasslin with Racism, where we wrestle with racism every single day of our lives. If you are an American Negro and you are not subscribed to Rasslin with Racism, check out the other content. And if it hits you to the core, subscribe and share with every single American Negro that you know, whether they are wrestling fans or not. You may also check out Rasslin with Racism on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Fanbase, and at Non-Crackers at Al on Twitter X for more white truths. I am joined by my co-host, owner of a stolen gun. What's up?
That was good.
Foundational bearded American. What's up?
What's going on? Just chilling.
Deportation 2025 just got off that ICE train. What's up?
Just getting warm.
Kicking Mexicans' asses all the way back across the waters. I feel you. Uh, the latest program is available. That's to where we talked a little bit about AEW. We're going to talk a lot more about Grand Slam. We went a little bit ahead and talked about Dynamite, which only one American Negro wrestled on Dynamite this week. Powerhouse
Yep.
Hobbs in the winning effort, right?
Yep.
Problem solved. Racism at AEW is over. Shit.
In a
Um,
perfect world.
I'm just saying, white folk, white folk come at me talking about some goddamn Powerhouse Hubs won, so Tony Khan isn't racist. Like, why do white folk pick the smallest shit to say people not racist?
White folks
White
love going
supremacy
look
plays
see.
both sides of the argument.
Absolutely.
I see. I see. That's why no one will ever admit to white supremacy. Owner, is there a white person throughout history that white folk will acknowledge is a white supremacist?
Maybe David Duke, but that's only because he calls himself white supremacist.
Mm-mm. I still never heard a white call David Duke a white supremacist. Would they ever call Adolf Hitler a white supremacist?
No,
They'll never attach
his
themselves to that, will they? You know,
no, they'll say he was into
They, they can't even say
paganism.
admit that Robert E. Lee was a white supremacist. And we know what he did.
it's funny because white folk seems terrified of the Jews, but they always seem to. White folk will point their fingers at the Jews to say that they killed Jesus Christ, that you're the reason why we kept you people under slavery, or the Jews did this, Jews did that, Jews did that. I've come to the determination that white folk are afraid of the Jews. They just don't know what the fuck to do about them. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. Y'all can go check out part one, which is available. Um, right now we're gonna start with Monday Night Raw. Chad, can I get an American Negro update on Raw?
Uh, Nothing. Raw was very, no pun intended, but Raw was very mundane to me. Um,
Chad, can I get an American Negro update on Raw? How many American Negroes wrestled on Raw?
Technically none because
Ah,
I did not finish the program, but what I did see, I didn't have to finish it. First of all, the New Day came out, so we got one half of an American Negro show up on the show, cut a promo, and somewhat get their ass whooped by a gang of Mexicans, and that was it.
okay, so they got their ass whooped.
No, I mean the rest of the LWO tried to get some get back for Rey Mysterio. It was 3-2, and the actually Kofi did. It's ever since you said this mustache shit, he's been doubling down. This motherfucker was running with damn Timberlands on, which up until that point I did not know was possible. And I'm talking about full speed with Timberlands on.
It's possible. I, I can't get into personal stories. Go ahead. I understand. I understand how
But
you
I
believe
did,
it's
but
not, but
no,
I understand some niggas
he was
flipping.
no. This was some Usain Bolt type running. That boy was running, sprinting. He was
Yeah.
double tapping L3 on the controller. I didn't know you can do that in Timberlands. But that's what the fuck happened as far as the New Day are concerned. And that's it.
Um. So, do it seem like okay? So when is the elimination chamber?
Um, should be a week or two.
Do it seem like this is going to lead to a match at the elimination chamber?
No, it does not.
Hmm. Does it seem like something that could culminate at WrestleMania?
Possibly because the card is so empty.
Mike, have you been paying attention
Yep.
to this storyline?
The New Day?
Yes.
No.
Owner, you kind of aware of what's going on.
So far, they've been into it with the Mexicans, Rey Mysterio.
How did that? I mean, I know Haitians are Hispanic. Are Jamaicans Hispanic? I don't think
Mm,
they are.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think they are. Um, but um, how did beef with a Jamaican correlate into beef with Hispanics? Now I know they said that he tried to kick him out the locker room and stuff. Okay, they went the veteran route. Okay, it translates to this. However it ends, whether it ends on the random Raw, whether it ends at Elimination Chamber, what do you want to see from the new day after this?
I do want to see the New Day victorious, and for once, and I know it's a big ask, I would like them to push the envelope with these guys, especially Xavier Woods. He's the one who has not gotten the shine, like the Canadian and the Massetarian.
So
They both have WWE title
when you
reigns.
say push the envelope, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to start attacking Cody Rhodes? Do you want Xavier Woods to be the first contender to Jey Uso? Like what? What do we? What,
That would be great. In a perfect world, that would be great. I mean, you could start on Raw right now. What is Braun Breaker doing with the Intercontinental Championship? Nothing really. He's
Well,
just
they
holding
got
it.
him with AJ Styles and shit. You know,
True, true. I appreciate
I
that
would take
because
the title off of him at WrestleMania.
absolutely. I'm a little relieved that AJ Styles is on Raw because I did not want him to go to SmackDown because that was going to take time away from Carmelo Hayes, who has basically taken the spot for AJ
Well,
Styles since he's been
white
injured.
folk. No, what?
As far as TV time is concerned, I mean, Carmelo Hayes has taken that time. He hasn't been successful, but he
AJ
has taken
Styles
that time.
got two WWE title matches last year on pay per view.
I said it. Yeah, I said he wasn't successful.
Uh,
But I'm just saying, as far as time is concerned, filling in that gap, that AJ Styles
when AJ
coming to
Styles got
SmackDown would
hurt, I
take
don't
time
know if
away
he got
from.
hurt by Carmelo Hayes, but if I can remember correctly, he was supposed to face Carmelo Hayes the night that he got hurt.
That's true. Was that the match that they were in?
I don't think they had the match. I don't remember how that went down. I just remember that they were supposed to have a match, and matter of fact, they may have had a vignette or two before then, leading up to
Right.
that. So they were probably going to do something, make that a thing. They
Mm,
didn't allude to it at the Royal Rumble, and they moved him to Raw. AJ Styles would have been perfect to help get Carmelo Hayes over.
yes.
You know,
Hmm.
so that's that right there. Um, Mike, do you see an opponent that you would like to see Carmelo Hayes face at WrestleMania? Actually,
Carmelo
you know what?
Hayes.
You wasn't up here for part one. Are you excited for this WrestleMania? Is there any potential matches that you want to see?
Not excited at all.
Oh wow. Uh, Even with the announced main event of Gunther versus Jay Uso.
Gunther's matches are fine, but Jey Uso, nah. He ain't delivering bangers.
What
He
banger has
can't.
he ever delivered for him for people to? That's what I'm saying. Like I said, people always get caught up in these entrances and shit. What matches can anybody name 10 matches off the top of their head that say that Jey Uso should be the world champion?
He had one match with Roman. That's it. We ain't getting the
What
10.
was that? Spear drop kick, spear drop kick, spear drop kick, Superman spear 1, 2, 3.
It was the match that he had where it was the I quit match where they was basically it was more theatrics than wrestling. Roman was out there acting like he was actually trying to go back to face, and then he ended up choking the shit out of Jim, and then that's when Jay Uso said I quit. That to me was his best match.
Yeah.
That was his best match. He came out there dressed up like a Samoan, like he should, and he performed. That was his best match, and it was almost what 5 years ago in the empty arena. Yeah,
So you named one match and you haven't nine more.
no, you're not gonna get nine more. There's no such thing.
Hmm. Um,
He could have been two if he would have won against Gunther and at Saturday night's main event.
Owner, you want to add any matches of Jay Uso that could possibly stand out to make him be a world champion?
Maybe his brother.
What do you mean? Like they had a good match?
Actually, I take that back.
Yeah, because that
But he
match
is a
was
better.
fucking
He is a better
trash.
character.
That
They
match
both are.
was dog shit.
Okay, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
No, they both suck in the ring, but the other one is a better character.
So what do that do to the other? If Jey Uso was to become
Uh,
world champion, what do you do with Jimmy Uso? Like they haven't done shit. I know that Jimmy got hurt. He been back. Like what have they done with him since he been back?
Nothing really.
Nothing. Because you can't figure out what to do with a man that's on a whole completely different roster. It's too many Samoans. How the fuck do you let these motherfuckers go? You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to avert your attention to the Jumbotron. Do y'all know what that is?
Yep. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah. This is real. That's Charlotte Flair.
Huh?
Yeah. Tattoos look familiar? That's Charlotte Flair with her,
Wait.
yeah,
Shit looks blurry. That shit's blurry. I see those
that's
Boy,
her.
tats.
That's her skin. That's
HBK,
not, that is not
I,
blurred. That is her skin. That is, that's her skin.
I thought that was a non-binary from Wyoming for a second. I'm sorry. I thought we was looking at some strange shit for a second. Yo, I thought that was one of them Jenners.
I don't know what they look like, but
I'm gonna have to bleach my eyes.
uh,
Yeah, woman, yeah, narrow.
no, I'm just saying, don't it look like she got some panties on?
My thing is, who you sending this to?
And who
Dog.
getting
For the
who
record,
getting
she did
geeked off
not
that?
send this shit to me. This shit is old, and it's
I know
funny too
Andrade
because
said, "Oh,
you got these white motherfuckers that be out here. Oh, Charlotte. Oh, fuck. Like, dog, Charlotte. All these bitches with these damn surgeries and shit. These bitches look good,
What the fuck
but
is she the queen of?
it's the Smurfs.
I
Queen
would."
of nepotism?
That's more like it.
She's the queen of Reed. She's the queen of Reed and Derek. What the fuck is his name? Do white folk name their children Derek? Um, fucking what the fuck, David? I can't show
Oh,
this video. I can't show this picture on YouTube. But y'all could go to Nine Crackers at Owl and just type in Charlotte Flair or some shit, and you could see that pouch that she called. Oh my god. It looked like a bodysuit. That's all I'll say. It looked like a bodysuit.
Jesus. Like around the time her and Sasha was beefing and she put on a little weight, I was okay with that. What's up with this damn vegan organic ass shit she got going on? She looked like if a typhoon comes through, it's gonna pick her ass up and leave the knee brace. She looks horrible. I said it
Charlotte
last week.
Charlotte got
If
an identity crisis thing going on.
oh
Uh
yes,
I used to say that I was saying over the last couple of weeks that Linda McMahon put on a Charlotte Flair face, but it appears that Charlotte Flair put on a Linda McMahon face.
yes,
That bitch look old, just rotten.
and then the neck is like ooh, it's in November already. Like,
Um, um. So on Raw, okay. So, was Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill on Raw?
Jade, no, but I know
I'm
what you're
sorry, not
saying.
Jade, but you know.
I got you. They both showed up because the did you get it? I don't know if anybody saw the little investigation. I guess they got a little video of moments before the attack with Jade,
So I knew I
and
was missing something. Something was telling me about SmackDown, but you know,
yes,
I'm glad that we did this on part two. Which, by the way, part one
okay,
is available on YouTube and Fanbase.
Didn't they run down Liz and Raquel behind it?
yeah, but nobody see Bailey coming from the back towards Naomi. Like, where the fuck was she at? Like, am I the only person that saw that?
I didn't hear her name. So can you put that up and then I'll check that out later?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now.
So I see that they trying to add different elements to it. Is there any free agent right now that? Okay, so it's a couple of things. Let's clear certain things up because we did get discombobulated in part one. Um, if it turned out to be Bianca Belair, then Jade is gonna have to feud with Bianca and Naomi because Naomi don't have any loyal ties to Jade Cargill whatsoever, right? Not even culturally. Um, ethnically, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Um, if it turned out to be Naomi, then it could possibly be Naomi and Jade as 2-on-1. Who like Jade don't have no backup because the only people that she really dealt with was Bianca and Naomi. So how do you go about this 2-on-1 situation? You know, who would have the incentive to come in and help Jade? And then on top of that, if it turned out to be somebody else that did it, it would have to be three women. Who could that turn out to be? Who do y'all actually want to see? Not what the people want. The people want it to be Bianca. Who do y'all want to see do this? Or do y'all think that Triple H fucked up by going to this extreme to take Jade out?
Triple H fucked up.
It's funny because Mike wasn't up here and he got it on a couple of things. Why do you say Triple H fucked up?
Because he was in this, he did this as a spur of the moment, and you've seen how everything has gone where he's like, damn, what do I do next?
Hmm.
And he's just throwing shit to the wall to see what sticks.
Well, he didn't throw shit to the wall with this Jaden shit because they didn't even mention it until this week, last week. You know what I'm saying?
No business. He hasn't had
Um,
a real vision for it.
is there a show? I don't know if you was up here when I asked this or not. Is there a show that Triple H had start to finish, whether it's a pay per view or Raw or SmackDown, that just stood out to you as, wow, this was great. I could go back and watch it again.
Nope.
Besides WrestleMania, um,
Can't think of a single one.
okay. I also wanted to say that the intrigue of Vince McMahon not being there helps. The reason why I asked that question is because what is keeping these casuals coming back um, after seeing so much trash, or is it just acceptable? Because as bad as these storylines are, and as much as it's not heading nowhere, we haven't seen any bad matches on a particular night, right?
Not that I can think of.
Chat owner.
They're not bad. They're not perfect matches. They're not bad either. It's just like
So you can watch it, you just not gonna go out of your way to go see it again, right?
that's correct.
Okay. I just wanted to clear that part up. And I thought about it at that second, but that might just be what it is. And then again, this is what, people watch wrestling for back in the day. They didn't watch wrestling to see a good match. They watch wrestling to see somebody get their ass whooped. They watch wrestling to see some of their favorite people, and then they watch the wrestling and see the people that wasn't so favorable to them get their ass whooped. Hopefully, get their ass whooped. That's the point in watching wrestling. Um, the internet kind of turning it to where we gotta have this type of program today, right? Actually, I'm sorry. The system of white supremacy via anti-blackness is the reason as to why we gotta have this. That's the reason other people gotta have these programs. I'm sorry. The system of white supremacy via anti-blackness is the reason why we have to have this program. Um, People want to judge wrestling and shit is the reason why other people have the programs that they have. You know, Pecker Tom Ron has been going out trying to find some allies, um, unsuccessfully. You know what I'm saying? But he did go off to a couple of the tethers, and I got my list together of certain people that's gonna be called out pretty soon. However, it's two in particular that I'm gonna put up. What did I do with it? I need somebody to take the reins for 2 seconds.
How this nigga supposed to be getting together a Legion of Doom for rational racism?
A Legion of Doom for wrestling with racism.
What?
Wait, what?
That's the best you could come up with.
that's that's
I'll be
that's
down.
that's hilarious. That makes us the Justice League, right? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Now that make us
Yep.
Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper, right?
Oh shit! I ain't wearing blue
No,
trunks.
fuck Hulk Hogan.
That's a fact.
No, the Legion of Doom. No, wait, with Sting, right? The Legion
Uh,
of Doom was supposed to take down Sting. I'm the I'm the Shockmaster.
my whole thing is with the Peck of Tom Ron situation is like what's all the animosity towards one person's opinion? I just like he's been doing this for a better part of a year or maybe two right now. Um, in this, it's like it's not. What is he getting out of it? Is it the attention that he's not getting from his family? And furthermore, what is the disdain, the true disdain that you have against HBK? For you to just continuously put time and effort in an failed attempt to disenfranchise a program that doesn't want anything to do with you.
It's a sick.
Uh, yeah, well,
It's real.
y'all could go check out Percatar Ron, latest meltdown compilation. I am gonna compilate these meltdowns out so I could kind of get the other stuff off the program. We are going to scrub wrestling. I'm sorry, we are going to scrub Peccatom Ron off of wrestling with racism in light of these new developments about him diddling children. Wrestling with racism doesn't tolerate that type of shit. Um, so we gonna get that together. But this guy's a character within himself. So if y'all look in the jumbotron, the little bitch with the white man, look at that fucking hand. It looked like the whole damn world. This is one of the bitches that he tried to get. That's Stephanie Hypes, I think. It's another bitch that I'm trying to find this one shit. You know, if you trying to get these bitches to be your allies, and not only are they tethers, but they hugged up with white men, you need some better allies. These bitches also
Yeah.
had something smart to say, but they will get addressed directly when it's time. I'm not letting that pass.
Like
Um,
recruiting the weakest bitches possible.
you say who did what now?
Recruiting the weakest bitches possible.
Well, I mean, like I said, these is tether bitches, and like that is lovely bitch. She went up there and said Luther Vandross and Whitney Houston is the greatest artist of our time, which could be true. And then American Negroes came in naming names. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Gill and Marvin Gaye and uh, Johnny Osborne and just all types of classic people. And the bitch didn't have shit to say when they got throwing real names out. Aretha Franklin on your ass. You know what I'm saying? See, these tethers could go with the premises of the. You could look at the scope of everything and be like, oh, this is what Negroes like, and this is what it is. But when it come down to cooking chitlins, bitch, is you gonna pull the membrane out or what? You know what I'm saying? It's the mechanics that these so-called black people won't know. You know what I'm saying? So, if those are going to be your allies, Ronald, I'm sorry, I couldn't even laugh. I tried to fake one, I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? We getting far off. Um, so that's it for Raw, right? That's it. Nobody want to see any other three people to have anything to do with this J thing. Y'all just ready to get it out the way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Let's move on to NXT, the nigger show. Chat
Say again.
got a Negro update. The Negro update. Every time I ask for a
Oh,
Negro update,
you
people
talking about
start bringing out.
NXT?
Yeah,
Oh no. Uh,
don't start bringing as soon as look. He about to do it. He about to say white
no,
man.
no.
Ethan Page started the show.
I didn't know. Here's the thing. I saw what happened, what was going, the whole talking points on Twitter, and I was not a part of NXT for the first time in a couple of months. I was
Okay, so
just
you
turned
got a
off.
program to
Yeah,
find.
I
So
did, and
that
on
being
top of that,
said, owner, what's up?
Oh, it's African NXT.
Yeah, that's what the one African said. I call it the nigger show. Um, you got an American Negro update on NXT?
Wasn't Wesley on there?
Yeah, Wesley. We kind of discussed that last week. I'm trying to be careful with what I say and how I say it. But somebody is watching wrestling with racism. And Wesley is going to be the first person to feud with Ricky Starks. Um Wesley to me has been the best heel on NXT um last year, to me. And I think that he gonna utilize this feud to stand out above Ricky Starks because he's more talented than Ricky Starks. It's a problem though. He is much smaller than Ricky Starks in height. However, he may have him in weight, which makes Ricky Starks all the more look like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think that Wesley is going to outshine Ricky Starks in this feud. What y'all think?
Oh, no doubt. Ricky Starks just doesn't have. I don't see what people are hyping this dude up for. He is in AEW. I'm like this dude. He's just a Mid card for life. He's never gonna, be the guy.
And I'm
So he,
fine with that. I'm fine with that so long as you keep him in his place, right? Like I
so
said, I don't want white folk to think that I'm a Ricky Starks hater. I like him as a talent. The reason why I come off as hate is because a lot of people see certain people bigger than what they are or bigger than what they should be. You know what I'm saying? White folk look at Rick Rude as a should have been a WWF champion. White folk look at Mr. Perfect as should have been a WWF champion. White folk look at Kerry Von Erich as should have been a WWF champion. I look at them and their careers as perfect for what they did. The fact that they never held the World Wrestling Federation Championship did not harm me from saying that they some of the greatest people in the business. They knew their role, they shut their mouths, and they died of drug overdoses. And I could be fine with Ricky Starks so long as he stay in his role. I'm for American Negroes, and I advocate for American Negroes all day long. And I just recognize that Wes Lee is the best heel in the business right now. But do I see Wes Lee as a world champion? No. And I'm not going to say that he's qualified for the world title just because he's producing great work right now. He's producing great work within his role. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, was Trick Williams on NXT? No, Trick Williams. Was Last Legend on NXT?
no, she wasn't actually. They did have Jada Parker and Kalani Jordan though, but we know what's up with them.
Okay, so for the record, Last Legend has not been seen on NXT since the show before the Royal Rumble, right? I'm sorry, since they got the tag team title match, right? With
Yeah,
Bianca and Naomi, right?
that's true. Yeah.
This goes right along with what I said in part one, which is available on YouTube and fan base, that we got to be careful when certain people get success. Like, when if the Street Profits were to win a title at WrestleMania, white folks say that the problem is solved, but then they lose the title at Backlash, and then they back to where they were. Uh, you know, Not only do we have to watch American Negroes have success, we have to wait a long time to see if that success was genuine. You know what I'm saying? And it appears that the pandering that they were doing with Jada with Lash Legend and Jakar Jackson, it turned out to be pandering. They haven't done shit with them since they put them on a high pedestal, despite the rave reviews that they got. Right? Um,
I think so. Yeah.
Before I get to the big thing on NXT, were there any other? Oh, J- Kalani Jordan and Jada Parker. Last week we did a program on mixed people, talking about mixed people and where do we credit their success. We have came up with the determination that we absolutely refuse to credit these mixed folk success if white folk will not take the shared um, credit, instead of them throwing their problems on us. But is Jada Parker in a feud right now?
Not to my knowledge.
I think there is a few with her and Kalani. It's not like a like they're not like really glorifying it, but there is tension there because they do have some little slide comments against each other in the locker room a lot in the backstage. So it could be building into something with those two. So surrounding number one contendership for the North American title. That's what it looks like that what they're doing.
Um, Trying to think, was there any other American Negroes that wrestled on NXT? Mike, we
Um,
calling it the nigger show. And
that's
so
correct.
far, the only American Negro that wrestled on the program was nobody. Hmm,
No,
crazy.
I just discovered that this new little Rainbow Coalition stable that attacked Obafemi at Vengeance Day has the I forgot what this man's name is. Last name
Deion
Lennox,
Lennox.
Deion
It got
Lennox,
Deion Lennox in it. And, you
and
know, we know where that came from. We're not going to discuss that at this second, but we're
okay.
going to keep things dated and we're going to keep things in context. But I do want to speak on that group real quick because, they got this group coming out attacking multiple people, including the champion, Obafemi. Who's all a part of this group?
I know there's a white a part of it. There seems to be a suspected tether there also. Deion Lennox and possibly a Latino. I didn't really get a good look. They had masks on, but I did make out that there was two melanated, one melanin deficient, and possibly a Latino.
Okay. Um, And generally, with these groups, they generally turn out to be nothing. Like, look at the Wyatt shit, which they should have never did. They should have never touched. It don't have the same magic. And it's just funny too because that's pandering to the fans of Bray Wyatt, and
Hmm.
the pandering to them could last much longer than the pandering to American heroes, and that's just I find that to be really fucked up because they hold up a lot of TV time. They hold up a lot of spots. No
Hmm.
one person stands out above the rest. I mean, you can't tell
Nope.
the difference between Luke Harper and I mean not Luke Harper, the other one, Eric Rowan, and Bo Dallas.
Yeah, they're fat.
Oh, okay. Well, besides that, they're non-existent, even
No,
when
there's
they're on
nothing.
TV.
Yeah, there's nothing there. First of all, it's the appearance is a little bit underwhelming. The extensions and the mask, I'm not into that.
Comparing the Wyatt Six to the Wyatt family is
No,
like comparing the Bray Wyatt to the Undertaker. It's just not there.
yes, it's just not there. You're 100% right. And there's some aspects I can appreciate those two, but it's two total different things. When you look at what's going on, what was going on with the Y6, it fell flat. We can admit that it fell flat. And now they're pivoting towards Alexa Bliss. And if that doesn't work, boy,
Well, it's
it
not
was.
gonna work. There's
I don't think
nothing
it
that
is.
bitch could do to change shit. There's
No,
nothing that bitch could do to change shit.
no.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, but the point that I'm trying to make though is generally with these stables and shit, it generally leads to nowhere. Now you attack the world champion. Are you going to challenge the world champion? That should be your goal from this point. And if it's not, then then that was stupid to start that. But apparently this may be Shawn Michaels' project, and I trust Shawn Michaels creatively. So we're gonna see about that. Javon Nevins, let's run to the pay-per-view really, really quickly before we get to the ending of NXT. Javon Evans lost to Ethan Page, right?
That's correct.
And Trick Williams lost to the other motherfucker, right?
$5 Indian.
Okay. For the record, No American Negro has had any success in NXT in February.
That's correct. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, not a single one. None ever stood tall or nothing. So, I just wanted to keep that on record. No Jakar Jackson, no Lash Legend. Trick Williams has been on his back. Trick Williams has gotten whipped with a whip, and Trick
Yeah.
Williams even lost a whipping match. Um, yeah. Mike, I also wanted to bring up, and I brought this up in part one, the fact that you look at Trick Williams, you look at Obafemi, and I'm not talking about just American Negroes. I'm talking about melanated people now. You look at Kofi Kingston, and you look at Xavier Woods, and you look at the Street Profits, and you look at Wes Lee. Do you know what all of them gentlemen have in common?
They've been getting clowned on.
Carmelo Hayes as well. Besides the fact that they've been getting clowned on, have you noticed anything else?
They've been taking L's.
How about they all being portrayed as angry black men?
Yeah, that
As a
too.
matter of fact, you could add Deion Lennox to that list. That's crazy because he wasn't even being portrayed as an angry black man before, and now he's being portrayed as an angry black man. Ain't that a bitch?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Uh,
I asked it.
and,
Go ahead.
and Bianca Belair and Naomi is due to be angry black women.
Yeah.
And it started with Xavier Woods.
Started with
Jay's
Xavier
gonna be
Woods.
angry black woman as well when if she ever comes back.
Carmelo,
But
yep.
but it's like, you know,
Carmelo Hayes was never angry before. You right about that, Owner. Carmelo Hayes was never angry. Well, he was whether he was a heel, but he wasn't angry before then. Now he's angry. Xavier Woods did start that.
just disgruntled, and it
Wow,
started
and
off,
he
he's
started
like,
it. He started it with Odyssey Jones. Hmm. That was the trickle effect. Go ahead, you got it.
right, he was disgruntled about Odyssey Jones coming in. Oh, he was just disgruntled about the overall direction his career was going at that point. He kept fucking losing. He wasn't going anywhere. He wasn't getting any more title shots. He just won the King of the Ring, what, the year before? What was that,
About 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years ago? So yeah, since then, what has he done? So
No, but it started with that. But you would think that he would be even more disgruntled now because career hasn't been shit since you acknowledged that your career wasn't shit. Like I said, the New Day is just relegated to coming out getting booed every damn night. They finally got physical with some damn Mexicans. But you were in the same building with Biggie and you didn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what Triple H, what are you doing? Uh, Again, if Biggie was to come back, he would need somebody to be on his side. Um, I just like I said, I just don't see them doing nothing with the New Day. You could tell that they don't have no concrete plans for them whatsoever. Um, no American Negro women wrestled at the pay per view for NXT. Okay, so let's go to Obafemi and Moose. White folk been clamoring to see. It's funny too because they know when to delineate. They find out that Moose is a damn Nigerian, so now that they don't think a black man. No, they don't think that he should face Xavier Woods or nothing. They think that he should face Obafemi. Moose is an anti-Negro. When Bobby Lashley said that he wanted to erase blackness, he said he only came to AEW to erase blackness. Okay, and that's exactly what Bobby Lashley has done since he got there. He beat Swerve, pulled his little, veteran card on him, and ended that feud abruptly, and just took the tag team titles away from Private Party. Just took it from him. No shine, no nothing. And Private Party hasn't been seen since. Um, but ever since he made that comment, Moose came in and seconded that. I agree. I agree. I agree.
And yet
Moose.
here he is on the CW. What is it? 4 months later, reminding everybody he's Nigerian.
Well, yeah.
Is it really a surprise Moose backed him up,
At
considering he
least
was
he's
buck
not a.
dancing
At least
for
he's not a
Tessa
tether.
Blanchard?
At least he's not. That's where I was leading to. Um, One, he's not a tether because he is letting it be known that he is a Nigerian, and he represents the Nigerian culture. He's not out here trying to be an American Negro or nothing. He out there being a Nigerian man.
He dressed like it.
However, he is disrespectful to American Negroes, and on top of that, Tessa Blanchard, he welcomed that bitch back with open arms. I'm blocked. But I can't. I'm trying to find this damn picture of this motherfucker smiling so goddamn hard, telling us to forgive this bitch. Now I
Lord
haven't
have
been
mercy.
paying attention to SmackDown. I'm sorry, I haven't been paying attention to TNA lately. What have they been doing with Tessa Blanchard?
I haven't paid attention to TNA either.
I think I haven't watched it, but I've seen a couple of reels where she's had one or two matches, and the crowd was pretty much giving it to her, rightfully so. Um, but that was it. Other than the little attack she had during the championships match at pay per view about a month or two ago, that I haven't really been seeing anything.
Okay, well, I just wanted to check because, like, she was on the pay per view, and they was chatting. You are a racist. Yet I haven't heard literally nothing since that time. Y'all can go ahead while I keep doing stuff.
If Jordan Grace was really that,
Yeah.
opposed to working with working with a racist, she was that upset about Tessa being a racist. Why she give her the rub? I think that bitch was just, playing for show. I have to be against Tessa's. What she did was disgusting. We can't allow this behavior in our locker room. Whole time she don't give a fuck. She
Hmm.
So,
It Go ahead.
um, y'all need to learn how to wrestle with racism. But on top of that, though, how unnatural did Moose look in that position? Are y'all familiar with Moose work?
Yeah, I seen him in Ring of Honor.
You like his work?
Not much.
Would you
He was.
would you go as far as to say that Moose suck?
He sucked at the beginning. He was dog shit at the beginning, but it was around the time when he had that match with Okada at Global Wars, where it's like, okay, he's starting to get better, where he's like okay in the ring.
But you don't think that he should be in the WWE, do you?
Honestly, I don't even care if he's in the WWE.
Yeah. because it just don't seem right. And again, going along with the pandering. Um, let's say that they do pull this off with Moose, and it turned out to be a good match or a great match. More than likely, they won't call Moose back up again. You know what I'm saying? Um, and like I said, they just do things just to get into pandering mode. All while they was calling up all of these other TNA acts, Moose did not get called up. Holy shit! Is this the real Charlie Wilson? Get the fuck, dog. Charlie Wilson just liked my motherfucking tweet. Get the fuck out of here, dog.
Gap band Charlie Wilson.
Huh? Yeah.
Bad man right there. HBK. I found that picture you was looking for. It was in Facebook. I sent it to you in the DMs.
Why don't you put it in the trunk? Y'all be having me
I
go through so much shit. We
I
do got to
got you.
pick it up right quick. Charlie Wilson, man, hell yeah. Uh, oh, that was for his birthday. All right, cool. Um, so anyway, we do got to pick it up though. All right, so so do y'all think they just got Moose for this Obafemi thing? Do y'all think this is going to lead to the next pay per view? Um, do you think that there's potential that maybe they could put the title on Moose? Do you want to see Moose in NXT? Do you want to see Moose versus Obafemi, or do you think that that will hurt Obafemi if Moose can't produce? The reason I asked that, has Obafemi ever wrestled somebody his size?
I was about to say
Uh,
Hammerstone because you brought up TNA stars that's been there before Moose, and Hammerstone pretty big dude, but I don't think he overwhelmed Moose when they wrestled.
Well, I meant like Obafemi. Like,
I think
I mean,
Obafemi wrestled Dijak, right?
I don't know who Dijak is.
Um, oh my God, what's this tall ass white dude name?
he looked like the Terminator. He looked like he was cosplaying the
Yeah,
Terminator.
Huh?
right. He was in that group with it was in that stable with what's that damn? I cannot think of
Retribution.
it. It was real
Me and
retribution.
him.
Yeah, with them. Yeah, that failed thing. I cannot think of. I think his name was Dijakovic or something before he changed it to Dijak. But it was a he was
Yeah,
trying to
he
get
went back
that
to his
U.S.
Ring of
title.
Honor name.
Yeah, yeah, he was trying to get the U.S. title from Oba and fell flat. Um, yeah, but that was the only big dude I've ever seen him get in the ring with. Other than that, he just
So
squashes people
Obafemi
that's
may
smaller.
not have that type of experience to pull this type of match off and keep this type of interest. Because I know Moose probably faced like Bobby Lashley and shit like that. He used to face the people his size, right? Obafemi, what I mean by this is Obafemi not used to facing somebody that he's not projected to dominate, right? Like he got to actually battle with this dude, right?
Right.
Okay. Because Obafemi never had a one-on-one match with Trick Williams, right?
No,
Okay, and they won't let that happen. Last thing before we get off of NXT, where do you go with Trick Williams from here? What I mean by that, they may bring him to the main roster this year. So let's look at both ways. But before we do, let's take a look at leading up to the next pay per view, which could probably be WrestleMania weekend, right? For NXT. What's next for Trick Williams? Do he go back after Eddie Thorpe? They didn't finish nothing with Wesley. He never got his one-on-one title shot with Obafemi, but Obafemi is moving on. What do you do with him for the next month or two? Trick Williams.
That's tough because the history shows that this is the time he should be moving up. On one end, he is the face of NXT, commercials, billboards. Are they ready to take that title away from him, and who are they going to put it on? Obafemi? I just NXT is in a rough spot right now because having Trick Williams as the face has been very successful. They beat
Well, they
Dynamite by
may they
30.
may slide Ricky Starks into that role.
Uh, as the
However, Trick
face of
Williams said.
NXT, you got to change the colors.
Trick Williams put a precedent up that I don't believe that Ricky Starks could touch. I'm gonna have to see how Ricky Starks do because I
They
just
would
don't see
they'll
it.
be fucking themselves over if they try to slot him in.
Yes.
He's not that.
Time gonna tell. Time is gonna tell. I think they gonna try their damnedest. Um, I do believe
Did
they
they
gonna
give
try
him a
they
name change?
Ricky Saints.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, no. Um,
Why would it just be Ricky
but
Saint?
people do
Why?
know who people do know who he is, and like I said, right now he feuding with Wesley, and Wesley is gonna give it to him. I think that Wesley is gonna outshine him. However, I do think that Ricky Starks is going to progress beyond him, and we just gonna have to see. I feel bad for Wesley, but we just gonna have to see. However, I did notice that Wesley is still on TNA. So like I said, there's certain things that I'm not going to say on this program for now. But we are going to keep everything in context and we are going to keep everything dated. Um, Before we move on to AEW, is there anything else on NXT as far as American Negroes go? Okay. Is there anything on NXT that anyone wants to address?
I didn't even watch NXT, bro.
Okay. I want to address how come American Negro women can't win the NXT women's title.
They haven't had one, have they?
No. You know,
No, not at
white
all.
folk sit up here and, you know, Bianca Belair, WWE is not racist because they got Bianca Belair and they got Jade Cargill and all this other different shit. I point out that the WWE has more active Japanese women than they do American Negro women, but whatever, Bianca power is so strong that she just, the token, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. Her tokenism is so strong, or just take the whole nigger be satisfied type shit, whatever. Um, Despite the fact that no one is clamoring to see Bianca versus Charlotte, no one is truly clamoring to see Bianca versus Rhea Ripley. I don't know where the hell they got that from. I don't hear nobody talking about that shit. And me personally, because I don't see Rhea Ripley on that level, I don't want to see it. Um, but yeah, no American Negro ever won that title, or got a title shot. Right? I got to keep elevating the question. That's something I'm not 100% on. Actually, no, I am 100% because nobody ever got a women's title shot in
Nope.
NXT
And Bianca was undefeated for the longest on NXT.
and never got a title shot, huh?
Meanwhile, Shayna Baszler gets to be two-time champion and then goes straight to the main show after she loses it.
Mm. With a big
Not
ass
only go
ovation.
straight to the main show, she went to Elimination Chamber and eliminated every female easily.
Well, they tried it with her and it didn't work. They tried it with her, and she's a sucker, and they recognize that. At least Triple H is not putting no real effort behind her, because I really don't like
Facts.
that bitch and her fucking. It's her forehead, I think.
That forehead is crazy. When she
That
takes
shit
that
is
damn,
wild.
if she need to use that as a finishing move. Her and JD McDonough, boy, god damn. It's like Lord Farquaad and a fucking xenomorph. Them foreheads are crazy.
Um, so going back to AEW, but we already touched on Dynamite. Mike, you there, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay, so Grand Slam. Can I get an
Zero
American?
FBA's wrestled on Grand Slam.
Okay, real quick. I just got the picture of this Moose and Tessa Blanchard shit. This is when Moose said that he pretty much everybody need to forgive this bitch. The type of smile that this motherfucker got on his face, it's got to be done
Jesus Christ.
purposely. These fucking tethers be knowing what to say and how to act and how to move to mock American Negro. So that Moose know what time it is. But did you say because white folks say that AEW is a racist? I'll need to go back for a second. Did you say that not a single American Negro wrestled an AEW Grand Slam in Australia?
That's correct.
Oh my.
Zero American Negroes.
Was the ring just too small for us? That's the
I
thing
guess so.
people was talking about. It was a 16 by 16-inch ring or some shit. Um,
Tony Khan lost their visas.
he did what?
Tony Khan lost their visas.
What was Tony Khan doing with their visas?
Exactly.
He lost the wrestlers' visas,
Yeah.
so they stuck over in
How do you
Australia.
use a wrestler's visa?
Oh, that's having your hand in too many damn pots. Um,
That
I wish
cocaine
that he
must have went
would.
to his
I
head.
wish that he would, but shouldn't they all be natives of Australia or something? Um, Tony Storm. I listen. I don't give a fuck about what white folks say about the video that I made. I meant it. The bitch is ugly, but we do have to recognize that Tony Storm is an amazing talent. Like that character, look, I'm old school. I like that character, and she plays it well. You know what I'm saying? Um, However, y'all agree, right? Tony Storm is doing pretty good, right, in her role.
Yeah, she's doing pretty good.
Yeah. Um, would you call her the best women's wrestler right now? Or
Uh,
it's two things, it's
she's
two
up there.
questions. Would you call her the best wrestler? And would you call her the best character?
I think right now she probably doing the best character right now.
Best
That's just
character.
because like who else is doing like character work?
Who else is doing character? Um, huh. Nobody. And if they are, but again, it do go down to effort. And they are putting the effort, but however, they making it to where at least this story with Tony Storm right itself, um, the true test of Tony Khan again is going to be what they do with her now from this point. If she is done with Mariah May, is that who she was feuding with?
Uh,
Um,
I don't think the feud's over yet.
so But as far as a wrestler go, do y'all don't think that she's one of the best? women's wrestlers as far as just a wrestler?
She is.
Owner?
She she up there.
Who would you put above her?
Uh,
Athena.
We're gonna get on that in a second.
I think Bianca better in the ring than Tony. I mean, she could just do more shit. She's stronger.
You know, you would have sounded a lot more
Yep,
authentic if you
Bianca.
had to just blurted out Bianca first
Best
instead of
wrestler in the
taking
world.
30
I
seconds
mean, yeah.
to
I mean,
think
she's the
about it.
best wrestler in the world. But I mean, Bianca don't do a character right now. I mean, they talking about maybe turning her heel at WrestleMania, and then we can see maybe uh some of her
Athena's better than
character
Bianca
work.
in the
But
ring.
Ain't
and
nobody
Bianca was
going.
a great heel down in NXT. I loved her heel work in NXT.
You said Athena is a better worker than Bianca? I
Yes.
would not be able to tell you that.
Yeah, I disagree. Then
I
the
know
only
I
reason I
would not.
disagree,
I would not be able to tell you that because I haven't seen Athena matches yet.
yeah,
And Athena
So
do like goofy, like I don't like her that stunner she do off the top rope. That
The old
like
face.
I don't like it's just a goofy move.
the what?
She do like a weird.
Hold on. What's the name of it?
The old face.
Get the fuck out of here. The old face, like a old face,
Yeah, that's the name of the finisher.
oh, I thought you said whole phase. I was gonna hang up this phone.
but she married
No,
to,
old
Okay,
face.
all
but
right.
she married to a old face.
Yeah, she's married to a white man.
See,
That's where she
she
takes
in
the
that
L.
race play type shit too.
Yeah, she a divester.
She's a bad wench.
So you know, and I'm not saying nothing against her in the wrestling ring, but culturally, this bitch is but in the wrestling ring, it is unfair. And um, me and Honor was talking to somebody this week who was trying to sit up here and say that she's been champion for 800 days and she's doing her best work in Ring of Honor, but we constantly bring up Chris Jericho is the Ring of Honor champion. He's there, and not just there, but he's wrestling on dynamites and pay-per-views and in the top feud. You know what I'm saying? A featured feud, I should say. But he's always in top feuds and featured feuds. Um, Same thing with Mark Briscoe or Jay Briscoe, whichever one is alive. Um, he was main eventing dynamites and shit and being part of that elite shit and being on all the Raws and I mean the dynamites and collisions and all the other different shit while he was Ring of Honor champion. Several Ring of Honor champions has been on AEW. Several Ring of Honor talents without championships has been on AEW. So the question is asked once again, with all of that being put out, if it isn't racism, then why isn't Athena, who, by the way, Mike, you believe that her in-ring work is better than Athena? Oh, I'm sorry, than Bianca Belair. For you to even make such a determination, that says a lot. So about her work, do you believe that Mercedes, Mike, I'm talking to you specifically, do you believe that Mercedes Monet is better than Bianca Belair inside the ring?
I don't Mercedes. I don't know about Mercedes.
So for the fact that you put Athena on the same level or maybe above inside the ring of Bianca Belair and not Mercedes Monet, then that says a lot about Athena. So again, the question is asked, if it isn't racism, then why isn't Athena wrestling on AEW? television. Now,
If it wasn't racism, it would probably be that she she probably outshined most of the women
so why are they afraid of that
on
then?
that
Why?
roster.
What's wrong with that? That's racism there, right? Because you will
Yep.
want
Because I think it's
them.
both.
Tony Storm is outshining every woman in wrestling right now. Maybe with the exception of Bianca, but she's outshining everyone else in wrestling right now on the women's end. And a lot of men, actually, if you want to put it like that, she's the talk of the town right now. Um, Strictly based off the character. You know what I'm saying? Um, what you just said, she would outshine everybody else. You won't get an opportunity to say that with Tony Storm. You know what I'm saying? White supremacy. Um, Malcolm X called it. Athena title reign is something like what Malcolm called it. It's a victory with no victory. It's a victory that you could talk about, but it's a victory that I can't see. And that's all I think about when I think about Bianca Belair. I got a home, I got cars, insurance, and bills, and children, and God, I mean, fucking, I went to the grocery store earlier today, and eggs was $8. Orange juice was $9. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't, I work hard. I got a good job, great benefits, and all that shit. And, I got a couple of dollars I could save over at the end of the week, every week. But I don't want to spend it on Ring of Honor.
And for that motherfucker to try to argue us down earlier, uh, the motherfucker probably don't even have the Ring of Honor subscription. He couldn't tell you her last 5 title defenses.
That part. Most of the people that say this shit, you know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. So again, why am I supposed to be satisfied with something that I can't see? You know? Um, we did jump the gun a little bit, but I think we got the American Negro thing out the way. Just for regular commentary sake, is there anything that stood out to you at Grand Slam?
Mm, Tony Storm Mariah May match was pretty good. Other than that,
Basic ass
not
show,
too
right?
much. It was an okay show.
Okay. Um. So
But Buddy Matthews and Okada was actually nice.
okay. So you got your main guys. Okay. Kenny Omega is here. Okada is here. Will Ospreay is here. MJF is here. You know, I think that was Duke earlier. If you wanted to, how do you integrate Swerve Strickland back into the world title picture? Do you put Swerve Strickland back into the world title picture before you put Okada and Will Ospreay into it?
Yeah, have Swerve join Adam Copeland, Jay White, and FTR in fighting the Death Riders.
Well, you should have did that in the beginning. Actually, he
Exactly.
should have fucking teamed with the Hurt Biz. The common sense is in front of your face. You want your title back. Excuse me. You should want your title back. You should want your title back. And then you got guys that's willing to align with you. Instead, you would rather feud with them instead of aligning with these people that could take out your competition and get your title back. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah. The
um,
way they could have did it was MVP be like, "Hey man, why don't you join? Why don't you and Nana join up with us, and you can deal with the Death Riders? We take out the Death Riders, and you can get that title back."
But I thought
Like if they would have,
the stick was they weren't interested in Nana, and Swerve said, "No, I'm sticking with Nana. I'm gonna be loyal to Nana."
yeah,
That's where the
that's how
contention
they
came.
did it. But what they should have did was like, "Hey man, why don't you and Nana come join the Hurt Business? Well, hey, we could do business together where it's like, hey, we can help you out, get your AEW world title back. You know, Hurt is like, because we can together we can take over all the AEW. You know,
and
we
then
got the
on
Hurt
top of
business
that, the
out here.
Hurt Business, and then on top of that, the Hurt Business could have turned on Swerve. You know what I'm saying? They could have turned on
Yeah,
Swerve. This way, it would have at least made sense for.
Yeah, you would let Swerve get the title, and then uh, someone in the group becomes eligible for a title shot. But Bobby claims number one contendership. Simple storytelling.
My bad, I had to shoot him away.
yeah.
But no, it's that, or they could have at least did that to start off to give a better reason for Bobby Lashley to feud with Swerve Strickland. You know what I'm saying? Um, Whether it was for the title or not. You know what I'm saying? But just don't just throw because it just made it seem like you just what point? Like, why would MVP and Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin want another? Why do they want another member to the Hurt Business?
Strength of numbers.
But they got the tag team titles now. You know what I'm saying? And who are you trying to combat? Because nobody's literally trying to combat the Death Riders. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all think it's going to end with Edge?
You mean Cope?
Uh, I don't know if it'll end with him.
Okay,
Might
so
be.
he's due to get the title shot next, right?
Yeah, him and John Moxley are going to wrestle at Revolution
Do
for the world
Christian
title.
still got that money in the bank thing?
Yes.
I think they're gonna go with Christian. That'll be the smart thing to do.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
That'll be the smart thing to do. They got to get out of this. Um, how do you end Dean Ambrose? Um,
Just end it, please.
no, I mean, in AEW, like you know, you are proven. Like I said, I don't know the reason. They literally had no reason to taking that title off of Swerve, other than the fact that he's an American Negro. It's evident in them not doing nothing with Dean Ambrose, but having him pretty much float around over the last couple of months. You know what I'm saying? When they started this, Colt was still injured. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they
Mhm.
really plotted this out. They not saying that Brian Danielson coming back. There's no real inkling that he is coming back. You know, so they made Dean Ambrose the guy, but Dean Ambrose did not move the needle at all. Um, that says a lot about him. Um, but because I'll go back to these casuals that I talk to, whether it's coworkers or cousins or whatever. They talk about Roman Reigns, they talk about Seth Rollins, they don't mention Dean Ambrose. They don't even care about his whereabouts. You know what I'm saying? Is it Dean Ambrose time to step away? And how do you do that in his position?
It honestly, he's been overexposed.
Yeah.
He's been
Because I
overexposed to
understood,
be.
like,
He's been overexposed, and he never really was shit. See, this is what we low key talking about Ricky Starks. You putting too much stock behind somebody that just should just play their role as a mid carder. That's technically what Dean Ambrose should be, right?
All right. And
I think it
it's
should be at this point.
it's funny that all the things he complained about when he was in the WWE, just my opinion, was actually making him watchable. And now that he's outside the WWE, I can't wait to go to the bathroom when he picks up a microphone.
Because he's just not that guy. Um, what's going on with Shane Taylor Promotions? Do you got any details on them, Mike?
Uh, Last from what I remember, they were feuding with Undisputed Kingdom and then Daniel Garcia in 2.0.
Why is it
So
2.0?
they moved Daniel Garcia all the way to Ring of Honor.
I think they've been on Collision. Ring of Honor, because I think Garcia and 2.0 were floating between AEW Collision and Ring of Honor. So
So what the hell ever happened to Jack Perry?
I have no idea. He's disappeared off the face of the earth.
He really did, because I haven't heard his name. And I find it funny because, they really did a lot behind him and his character and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I liked him. But then that CM Punk shit did stunt his growth. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
overexposed that shit and it backfired on him. Uh, but
Made him look dumb, made Hook look dumb. It's like, why the fuck would you show the damn foot? Like, if you would have showed the footage at the time you announced Punk getting fired, it wouldn't have been as bad. But they
you
tried
should
to
have
do this
never
for a
showed the
fucking
footage.
angle to get
Like
the
that's
Young Bucks over his heels, and you just made shit worse.
you should have never. He should have never. Oh God, he should have never showed the footage. Especially like it didn't look like Jack Perry got the upper hand not one time. So it didn't benefit nobody but Punk. And all it did was just elevate Punk's status. It didn't even.
Honestly, I thought everyone looked stupid except for Samoa Joe. The only person that looked decent out of it was Samoa Joe.
Yeah, and it just looked like he was. All right, Hook looked scared than a motherfucker. It was
Yes,
another
he did.
motherfucker over there that looked stupid. Samoa Joe just looking like another day at the office. It was because this is what people do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
So
Joe
so
was the
so
only adult in
CM
that whole
Punk shouldn't
thing.
even have gotten fired for that. Especially since that was they start. And actually, I talk about the fact that AEW declined in the ratings since MJF lost the title and was off of TV for the last couple of months or for the last few months of last for a few months for last year, but they really actually fell completely and never regained anything since they fired Punk. So that was
Very
stupid on
true.
Tony Khan part. Tony Khan need to grow some balls and get out the business.
Yeah.
You know,
Honestly, he was a bitch for letting Punk be start going crashing out the way he did and all out. It's like, dude, you should have put your foot down. It's like, okay, also sit the Young Bucks and Punk down and
nothing should have
really
ever
have the discussion. Be
translated to
like, okay, both of
nothing should
you,
have ever
if y'all,
translated
if
to
neither one's
TV. Nothing should have ever translated to TV. Y'all could go through all the shit that y'all go through in the back, but nothing should ever translate to TV. And Tony Khan
Tony Khan
fucked up by
wasn't being
letting
about.
all these people run over him instead of being that you got look you not Roland Martin or Roland off of I put it on YouTube off of Beyond the Mat said you got to be a tough guy in this business or else they will run all over you. I've seen some of the
Yep.
shittiest, fattest fucking promoters who ass you know you could whoop have motherfuckers tamed and in check because wrestlers are really bitches. But at the same time, that listen, I got work and I could put you to work. I can get you even more work. Now you want to fuck that up or not?
Yeah.
And the thing that Tony Khan got to dangle in front of their face is millions, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. So you do got the power. Tony Khan just don't know how to fucking use it. So now
Yep.
we at the point to
He
where
should have sat Hangman and Punk down in a room and was like, okay, guys, whatever the fuck happened out there, like, I need y'all to act like adults. I don't want any shit happening. It's like, okay, Punk, you got your, hey, you gave Hangman a receipt, leading Forbidden Door. It's like, y'all took shots at each other. Now, this better be the last time. So I don't want to hear shit from both of you. And if y'all guys go off script and go into business for yourself again, I'm firing both of your asses. That's how Khan should have
well,
handled that
tell the
shit.
truth. Tell the truth. If Tony Khan had a fired Hangman Adam Page after the first incident, would that have affected AEW to the point to where they are right now in the ratings?
They might be
I
on
don't know if it would
NBC
have
or
made it
something.
better.
They might be on
Well, they
CBS.
would still have Punk.
They'd be on CBS
Let's say
Prime
that they
Time.
still got Punk. Well, you know
Ratings
what?
did
You know
kind of
what? You
dip
could be
even
right
with Punk.
because even if they still have Punk to this day, Tony Khan can't book. So I think that the show
Yeah, because
quality would still be the same.
the ratings were actually the ratings kind of declined even when Punk was there.
Well, the ratings decline on AEW every year during the playoffs. What happens is, and I tracked them every year during
And
the
even outside the
playoffs.
playoffs.
They would go down and they would never regain whatever audience they had before the playoffs. They would never regain that audience. They would at least lose. They were at 1 million. Then the next year during the playoffs, they'll go down to 800 and something thousand. And they'll probably gain like 30 something thousand back and they'll never get over 900. You know what I'm saying? And then the next year is 800. You know what I'm saying? Every year it's
Yeah.
been a steady decline on AEW throughout the playoffs. But it did get significantly worse throughout the year again when Punk left. And then again, when it declined again in the beginning of the year when MJF was out. You know, we can't put that on Swerve Strickland. They didn't have Swerve.
Nope.
They didn't have Swerve Strickland opening and closing the show. They didn't have Swerve Strickland being paraded out there as a world champion all goddamn day. Swerve Strickland had a segment in the middle of the show every show, and without that belt around his waist, you wouldn't know that he was your champion. Like I said, I always
Yep.
ask white folk, if you look at Swerve Strickland today and how he's being booked today with Ricochet and the thing that he did with Bobby Lashley, would you look at Swerve Strickland and say, I could see that he used to be a world champion? I could see that.
Nope.
Can't do it. Um, I feel like it's another topic of something that happened this week. Is there that we didn't touch on?
I think that was everything.
Not that I can think of.
All right, I think that's it. Um, with that being said, y'all, I would have hoped that everybody checked out part one before they check this episode out. If not, part one is available on YouTube and fan base right now. I also have a video of Pecker Tom Ron, who threatened the existence of uh, wrestling with racism. We were supposed to die on January 31st, I believe, and now it is January 21st. Yeah, it's January 21st. And I'm sorry, I said that all wrong. I'm sorry. It is January 51st. And wrestling with racism is still alive and stronger than ever. With that being said, if you are an American Negro, check out the other content. If you are not subscribed and you are an American Negro, check out the other content. And if it hits you to the core, subscribe and be sure to share with every other American Negro that you know, whether they are wrestling fans or not, as wrestling with racism doesn't just touch on injustices that goes on in professional wrestling. We touch on all injustices with black people around the world. With that being said, take care of yourselves as an individual and take care of one another as family. As our ancestor, Frankie Beverly, stated plainly, we are one. And that's the way it is. We here at Rasslin with Racism would like to extend our appreciation to every single American Negro who tuned into this edition of Rasslin with Racism. Please feel free to leave your comments below. Check out the other content. In the meantime, take care of yourself as an individual and one another as family, as our ancestor Frankie Beverly stated plainly.